Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and this is a very special final edition of this year's This Week with Padma Shri, Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Dr. Sahab, namaste, welcome.
Namaskar.
When we talk in the last week of any year, we have this need to look back. And when you look back, how do you feel overall? How was 2022?
I think 2022 was it's a mix. It was very good for everyone because we came out of the COVID. We were kind of indoor all the time, lockdown kind of thing, and everybody was kind of afraid, scared. So luckily, most of the in USA, almost 80% people got vaccinated, either two dosage or 3 dosage. So that's a good news. And some are even vaccinated for 4 dosage. Even I took 4 dosage. So I think if whoever has not done so, take the 4th dose because that's the only dose, 4th one, only kind of guarantee you against the new variants. So I think it's a good idea to do that. And bad because stock market was bad because of our Fed kind of was little politically motivated, so they moved very slowly to tighten up the interest rate to curb the inflation. And now because of that, market went down so much. Market is down almost 25%, S&P down 25%. So I think a lot of people have, of course, it's a paper loss or real loss. A lot of people might have margin call. A lot of people might have seen their retirement become almost 3/4. So all these things are bad news in 2022.
And in that context, as we move towards 2023, the news that is coming from China, it's like New Year with another surge of COVID likely, and we are getting a lot of worrisome reports from China. On that front, COVID, how do you see potential spread in India here?
I think COVID is a kind of, it's a virus, right? It's like any other virus, and it's going to mutate. It's going to create the new variants as more and more people get infected. So nothing you can do about it. Only thing one can do about it is to get vaccinated. Take the booster dosage, wear the mask at least when you are indoor with the large crowd because that's the only way you're going to get the COVID, if at all you're going to get COVID. But the bright side of the whole thing is that we have treatment for COVID called tablet called Paxlovid, and that Paxlovid is really very effective, almost 95% of the people, 95% effective. So that's a good news, and it is available very freely and easily by doctor's prescription in USA. Even all the insurance company, it covers it. So I think it's a good news. And so we have to now live with the COVID and its variant and try to, even though it's very tempting not to wear mask, but if you just wear mask, that's a simple thing you do with the vaccination. I think 99% of the chances that you will not get COVID.
So beyond COVID, looking at the role that India played, and now India is president of G20 for a year, the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi accepted that responsibility, those visuals are still fresh in people's mind, and already things are moving in the direction of how India is going to organize several meetings. So talk to us about your impressions of India leading G20 under Prime Minister Modi.
I think it's a great proud moment for all the all the Indians, all the NRIs who are Indian descent, because it's very rare honor to have India. This is the first time that India become the leader or kind of president, got the presidency of this very influential G20 group, which makes a lot of, which drives the economy of the world, society of the world, and the real day-to-day life of the world. So I think, I'm sure that knowing Prime Minister Modi ji, he has a vision, and I'm sure he will implement a great, long-lasting vision, and gives us a great credit to all the Indian people of the India.
So talking about Prime Minister Modi's vision and his emphasis on taking pride in our cultural and historical, inspiring leaders and those who sacrificed. In that context, in the month of January in 2022, he announced that 26th December would be observed as Veer Bal Divas. That is to pay tributes to the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice of the sons of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and he also addressed on 26th December. Talk to me about how this perspective of relating to our real heroes and those who gave the shape to India as it stands.
I think it's a great idea because not only this Guru Gobind Singh's son's sacrifice celebration of that sacrification, but Prime Minister knows to connect any a significant event in the history to the current thing, and that's the only way one can teach the young generation, young generation to what we were in the history and what we should remember from the history. And I think it's very kind of proud thing, and we convey our kudos to our Prime Minister.
So while we are looking at the transition of time in terms of 2022 to 2023, paying attention to mental well-being of all of us is also important. And in that context, I'm reminded of the number of increasing suicides that are taking place in the world and especially in India also. And recently the case of 20-year-old actor Tanisha Sharma, you must have read about that. And then another, her co-star, is being accused of having been instrumental in abetment of suicide. What do you draw out of this news and these kind of?
Well, I mean, my personal kind of interpretation is that India is becoming more westernized, particularly the young generation of India. And once you are more westernized, as we all know, because we live in Western country or Western world for last 40 to 50 years, so all the young generation, they mimic the Western lifestyle and everything, and but they mimic sometimes more other extreme, and that's why they all are in the kind of in different. As you can see that our children of first generation who came to America and Western world. Though they are Western, but most of them are, majority of them are very disciplined, very self-constrained, well-educated, well-meaning, and well-informed. While in India, I think it's really other way around, because people think that more you become westernized, better you look, but it is not true. And all this kind of change in the lifestyle creates a lot of stress on the people. And so young age, in 20s and 30s, they are very kind of not very mature in their thinking or rationalizing, or they think that they know everything, so they don't even listen to the parents' advice and so forth. And that's why this kind of thing happens. So more and more as you become more westernized, I'm sure it will happen more, and unfortunately. So what government should do is educate the young generation right from the high school, how to deal with the psychological pressure, how to be disciplined themselves, and how to be mature themselves.
So that is a process, as they used to say, it takes a village to raise a child. And now our village is limited to smartphones or social media many times. But that probably also takes away the kind of attention which was available for kids earlier. And now parents are also probably glued to some or the other. And switching gears, moving towards slightly political, and yet leader of Congress himself says that this is not a political yatra, that is Bharat Jodo Yatra. Once again, he reached to New Delhi, and how do you see the potential impact which Bharat Jodo Yatra by Rahul Gandhi under his leadership has?
Well, I think every political party has right to try the way they think is a better way of kind of galvanizing their own forces. This Bharat Jodo Yatra, I think probably it will at least created Rahul Gandhi as a serious, mature leader in India who can stand against other leaders. And so he changed, I mean, at least he achieved his own kind of change of or impression of his personality, number one. Number two, I think Bharat Jodo Yatra has some element of good things in it, because the whole concept is to,
mingle, connect.
No, connect to each other, connect to everybody, love each other, don't hate anyone. All those, even though you have difference of opinion, that doesn't mean that you have to hate him, or you are from the different religion or caste or creed. One should not do that. And I think it's overall it's a message which can be resonant to the people very easily. And what he has done probably in this yatra, that he connected that message with the day-to-day hardship of the poor and middle-class people. And how much it will give him a dividend, that time will tell.
Of course, and there have been, of course, as you can expect, a lot of controversial remarks or certain controversies here and there. And recently, Salman Khurshid mentioned Rahul as Ram, in the sense that he said in UP he himself could not go, so like Bharat with Ramji's chakri, so we went there, and that has caused a little bit of controversy, like people saying how can you compare Ram, Rahul, etc. What do you say? These kind of things kind of take very
well.
very
Again, I would not pay much attention to this kind of comment, and I would not give any credence to it, because in political, it's a political rhetoric, and in a political heat, all this thing is bound to happen from all the party concerned, not only one party or second party. So I think it was not called for. It is too other extreme. Let's put it that way. And I think it's kind of condemnable what Khurshid said about comparison about Rahul with the Ram or whatever, Bharat. So I think, but again, it's a political rhetoric, yeah. So one should not take it very seriously, or I don't think people will even remember after a couple of days.
Absolutely. And you also paid tributes to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, probably for the first time, and there is a Sadaiv Atal Samadhi Sthal of Atalji. So very briefly, your recollection of the kind of leadership which Atal Bihari Vajpayee provided to the nation.
Well, I was very lucky and privileged that when Atalji was Prime Minister from 1998 to or 97 to 2004. So 99 to 2004, he continuously was Prime Minister. That time, myself and my friend Dr. Mukund Modi, who was very close friend of Atalji, we did every year the Prime Minister used to come to United Nations for its annual function in September, and we did all the 5 years, all the 5 receptions for him. I mean, with the community together to honor the Prime Minister, and we are really proud of it. And the last reception when we did, was also we did it with the Viswa religious conference, where almost 100 gurus and swamis and religious leaders came from all the faith, and there were about 5,000 people gathered together in Staten Island beach on that conference, and it was really so we had a good connect with the
Atalji.
Honorable Atalji, and he was very witty, very kind of true to his saying, and he was very kind of always inclusive. He always liked to include everybody, and that's why I think if you recall that he even went to that Ajmeri Dargah when he was Prime Minister, and I think he sent Advani to Pakistan even. So that shows that he was kind of try to be inclusive.
Wonderful, and I would also now take this opportunity to compliment you for having interacted through this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh week after week, and we talked about several important events. As you look towards 2023, your brief comments and greetings for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, let me wish you on behalf of Parikh Media and ITV Gold 24/7 TV channel a happy and healthy New Year. Get some good resolution on New Year, and whatever it is a personal or kind of for the community, and do good work, be more philanthropic, be more inclusive, be more kind of forthcoming to help our community here in America as well as our motherland back home. So again, wish you Happy New Year. God bless you. I love you all. God bless America. God bless India. And God bless Indian American. Goodbye. See you next year.